So now that we have the buyable weapon set up to where, it actually costs us our points, so we go from 500 to 300, we want to work on the logic that dictates whether or not we can actually buy something. Because currently I can continue to purchase as many as I want, and I keep losing points, and I can cycle through all of them. So it's just going to keep going until I go back to the 1911. So what we want to do is override a few things. We'll do some changes actually. We want to change up our can interact function, and we want to change up our perform sweep function a little bit. So I'll explain why here in a second. First thing being the can interact. So what I want to do is I want to pass in the interacting actor in case that'll be used for any of the future, tests against it. And I want to pass in the current points. So the points are more or less optional, but the reason I'm passing in the points rather than just getting the points from inside the can interact function is in case of the, well, here you can see we're in a different module, and I don't want this module to depend on the SKG zombies module, which is where the points live. I could make this points attribute set in the core module so they're shared across kind of everywhere, but that's not really necessary for this one function. So let's go ahead and pass in the interacting actor and our points. So const float points. And by default, we'll just set it to 0 as it's just make it somewhat optional. I only imagine we're going to be doing it from one place. So yeah, actually, let's pass that in regardless. Okay, let's go to our interact.cpp. And inside the can interact, we want to pass in the avatar actor. So get avatar actor from actor info, which I need to start using more often rather than manually getting it every time. And then the points. So we want to get the ability system component from actor info, which means we need to include the ability system component. So ability system component.h. And from there, we want to get a gameplay attribute value. So the attribute we want is going to be our U player attribute set get points attribute, and then a bool list if it was found, so be found. So let's create the bool be found, and there we go. So let's move our player attribute set up to a more appropriate spot, and we are pretty much ready to kind of test this by overriding it in the wall weapon. So in our wall weapon, let's go ahead and implement can interact. And what we want to do is return if our points is greater than or equal to the cost. So wall weapon data cost. So if we have more points or the same amount of points, that is the cost of the wall weapon, we are good to go. We can purchase it. Now this will work fine, but there is one thing that I don't like about this approach, which you will see here in a second. And basically that means this function here is going to return false if we don't have enough points to interact with the given actor. So the wall weapon in this case. And I want to always be able to see that interaction there. And what I mean by that is I always want to be able to be prompted for the message. So, that UI message. And the way we have it set up is this is going to restrict, that. So if I hit play, I have 500 points, and this gun costs 200, so I can interact with it. However, if I say bump up the cost to 800, which is more than the amount of points we have, I don't get any message at all. But that's, I don't like it. So what we want to do instead is remove the can interact call from our perform sweep, and instead perform that logic here. So if we can interact, and I need to make that bool be found. So if we can interact, we want to interact. So basically, instead of continually checking if we can interact with the given, consumable, buyable, whatever it may be, we are instead just going to interact with it. So let's press play. And now, even though it costs, I'm pressing F, 800 points, we can still see the message. And that's the approach that I want. So that is going to restrict what we can and can't buy. So now we can't buy it if we don't have enough points. So if I make it a cost of, let's do 300. So I buy one. Now we have 200 points. I cannot buy it again. So that is good. All right. So I'm actually going to remove that log there. That's not needed anymore. So let's see. Now we want to do the same thing for the barricade. So let's go to the barricade module, barricade actor, and override the can interact function and do the exact same thing. So let's move this first off to the CPP file because I don't know why it puts it in the most inconvenient places sometimes. We want to return true if our points is greater than or equal to the barricade data cost. Very simple. So now we can give this a try on the barricade. So let's recompile, relaunch, and we should be good to go. So some other things we want to take into consideration is when we actually do these interactions, we want to more or less kind of disable, the interactions. So I'll explain once we, do the barricade part. Okay, once we are back in the editor, let's go to our barricade here, go to the data asset, and here's our cost. Cost is 100. So let's run over to it, buy the barricade, and we bought it. So now let's bump the cost up to 800, so it's more points than we have. And now we can no longer buy it. So that's a good sign. We just need to set up the gameplay event sending, kind of like how we did with the wall weapon, to consume our points for us when we purchase the barricade. So that's really the only thing that's kind of left. But this does show you how we can utilize it to basically have a quote unquote free interaction. So if you were, you're familiar with Der Reese, where you have to pull the power switch, that costs no points. So we just press F to interact with it. And that's basically it. Now, what I was referring to regarding the kind of like the canceling out the interactions and stuff like that is I press F and you can see it takes a while for that interaction message to go away because it still exists even though the door has been purchased. So in the next video, we're going to go ahead and set it up to where that just doesn't happen. So I'm going to go and see how the zombies tutorial, not the zombies tutorial, the zombies on Board at War handles it. Because I'm not sure if when you purchase it, if, collision just goes bye-bye and you can walk through it, or, how that is actually handled. So regardless, I will see you in the next video. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also gain early access to this entire series.